Hi everyone, welcome to my Max Academy. In this video, we'll continue with the chapter Arithmetic Progression, which is your chapter 5 from your 10th standard CBSE Mathematics. We'll start with the next section, which is sum of first n terms of an AP. How do we find the sum of first n terms of an AP? So before we go to sum of first n terms of an AP, we know that if the AP, general form of an AP is like this. Right? General form of an AP, it is in the form of A, A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, dot. Right? This is called as arithmetic progression. For example, we can have a number like suppose 4, 7, 10, 13, dot. It is an example of an arithmetic progression where the first term is 4 and the second term is 7 and the common difference is 3, which is A2 minus A1. 7 minus 4 is 3. So each number, when you add 3, you get the next number except the first number. So to the first number, if you add 3, you get 7. To the 7, if you add 3, you get 10. To 10, if you add 3, you get 13. So except the first term, every term you can get by adding a fixed number 3. Here in this case it is 3 to the preceding number. Then this is called as an arithmetic progression. Now suppose if I want to sum these numbers, suppose if I want to do 4 plus 7 plus 10 plus 13 plus dot. Then here we are summing up some number of terms of AP, and in this case this is called as arithmetic series. We call this as arithmetic series. We call this a series when the commas are replaced by plus. When you are doing the addition of the terms of an AP, then this is called as arithmetic series. If it is 4, 7, 10, 13, this is called as arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression. Right? So if you have plus, if you are adding up, then it's called as arithmetic series. When you add the terms of an AP, then we call that addition of terms of an AP is called as arithmetic series. Right? So now we are going to see how we are going to add the terms in an AP. Right? So for example, let's take see, here is Sn. Here this Sn denotes sum of first n terms of an AP, of an arithmetic progression. Sn denotes, S suffix n denotes sum of first n terms. This word first is very important. First n terms of an AP. First n terms of an AP. So what it means is, suppose if I say S1, right, then it is called as sum of first one term of an AP. So suppose if I write our AP as, suppose our AP is this A1, A2. This is our arithmetic progression. A3, A4, like that we have numbers. Dot. Where A1, A2, A3, A4, they form an AP. Now Sn denotes the sum of first n terms of an AP. S1 denotes the sum of first one term of an AP. What is sum of first one term? Only this, which is A1. So S1 will be equal to A1. And S2 denotes the sum of first two terms of an AP. What is the sum of first two terms? These two terms, which is A1 plus A2. That is A1 plus A2. Now S3 means sum of first three terms of an AP, which is A1 plus A2 plus A3. Similarly, if I write S4, that is sum of first four terms of an AP, that is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4. So like that we can keep on writing for S5 sum of 5 terms, S6 is sum of first 6 terms, and so on and so forth. So what is your Sn? Sn is sum of first n terms of an AP. That we'll call it as A1 plus A2, right? A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus dot plus AN. Last term is AN. So we are finding the sum of first n terms of an AP, right? Sum of first n terms of an AP. So this is AN. So this is how we have the notation to find the sum of a particular number of terms of an AP, right? And one more observation here is, if you observe here, see this S2 here, if you see your S2 is A1 plus A2, so S2 is equal to A1. A1 can be written as S1. So your S2 is basically S1 plus A2. Right? Your S2 is A1 plus A2, sum of first two terms. So S2 is equal to A1. Instead of A1, I can put S1 because S1 equal to A1. The sum of first n term, one term of an S1 is sum of first one term of an AP, which is A1. S2 is sum of two terms of an AP. S3 is sum of three terms of first three terms of an AP. S4 is sum of first four terms of an AP. Now from here, if you observe, A1 is same as S1, I can put S1 here. So S2 becomes S1 plus A2. In other words, we can also say that your S2, right? So I can even put equal to if you want. So which means your S2 minus S1 equal to A2. This S1 comes here. Then it becomes minus S2, which means your S2 minus S1 is A2. Right? Sum of first two terms minus sum of one term will give you the second term. A2 denotes the second term of the AP. See, A2 is second term. S2 is sum of first two terms. Similarly, A3 is the third term of the AP. S3 means sum of first three terms of an AP. So similarly here, if you observe this, your S3 is equal to A1 plus A2. A1 plus A2 is S2. So instead of A1 plus A2, I will write S2. So S3 equal to, instead of this, I will put S2 plus A3. So this is S2. Right? S2 plus A3 is S3 equal to S2 plus A3. So that means your S3, if this S2 comes this side, S3 minus S2 is A3. This is also true. And similarly, we can write our S4 will be equal to S3 plus A4, because these three terms is S3 and this is A4. So S4 can be written as A1 plus A2 plus A3 is sum of first three terms is S3. So S3 plus A4, which means your S4 minus S3 is A4. Right? So similarly, if we extend the same logic for Sn, sum of first n terms, sum of first n terms of an AP, then your Sn will be equal to, suppose if I have here an minus 1, the previous term. This is an term, then the term before this is an minus 1. Right? Plus dot. There are many terms. Then an minus 1, then after an minus 1, it is an. Now, if you take this a1 plus a2 plus a3 till an minus 1, that is sum of first n minus 1 terms. How many terms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. If I count, n minus 1 terms are there. So this will become, from here to here, it is called as Sn minus 1, sum of n minus 1 terms plus an. So what is your Sn? Sn can also be written as Sn minus 1 plus an, right? An, or which is same as your Sn minus Sn minus 1 will be equal to an. Same as this. S2 minus S1 is A2, S3 minus S2 is A3, S4 minus S3 is A4. So similarly, Sn minus Sn minus 1. The sum of first n terms minus sum of first n minus 1 term will give you the nth term of an AP, which is an. This is an, right? An. Right? So these are the few things which we need to know. So before we try to understand how to find the sum of first n terms of an AP, right? So all of you can pause the video and take the notes. I will erase this. Now we will go to the sum of the first n terms of an AP, we have few formulas for that, right? So let's erase this. So now the sum of first n terms of an AP. So if our AP is like this, A1, comma A2, comma A3, comma A4, comma dot 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 dot. Suppose there are n terms. Now our Sn is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus dot 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 An plus An. Right? That is Sn. Sn is sum of first n terms of an AP. So to find the sum of first n terms of this AP, the formula is your Sn is given by A plus, sorry, your Sn is given by n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula to find the sum of first n terms of an AP. And we have another formula which is Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus An. A plus An, where An is the nth term of the AP. We can also write the same formula can be written like this also, because your 2A can be written as A plus A and 1A will come here and the remaining A will be there. So A plus n minus 1 into d is An. So the same formula can be written like this also. Or the Sn is also called as n by 2 into A plus L, where we denote An, the last term, as L. This is denoted as L, last term. So we go for these two formulas to find the sum of n term, first n terms of an AP, if you know the last term of the AP. If you know the last term, then we can use any one of these formula. The An and L both are same. L means last term, An is nth term. If you consider your nth term as the last term, then An is L. So these are the three formulas. So and we go for this formula if you don't know the last term of the AP. Suppose if the AP is like this, A1, comma A2, comma A3, dot 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 dot. This is my AP. I don't know the last term. Then you have to go for this formula. But if you know the last term, suppose if it is A1, comma A2, comma A3, comma dot 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 An, then you can use this formula or this formula, because your An is same as L. So whenever you know the last term, you can use any one. This you can use it for any AP. Whether you know the last term or whether you don't know the last term, you can always use this formula for anything. But if you know the last term, then we can better use this formula. These are much more easier version of this formula. But we can use these two formulas only if you know the last term of the AP. Last term in the arithmetic progression. Fine. So let me erase these. Hope you all have copied this. So these are the three formulas that we need to know, which we will be applying to find the sum of first n terms of an AP. Fine. So now I'll erase these also. Now let's go to the problems. I am at example 11. Example 11 in page number. I'll put the page number here. So page number, or I'll write it here. That's okay. Page number 109. Page number 109. Right? Here also I can put that. Doesn't matter. Page number 109. Right? In page number 109, we are at example 11. Find the sum of first 22 terms of an AP. So AP is given. Given is what? Gn is given. Given is AP. AP is what? AP is 8, 3 minus 2. So what is given? Given is the AP, which is 8, 3, minus 2, and goes on. Dot 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 dot. Now we should find the sum of first 22 terms of an AP. Sum of first. They are not asking you to find the 22nd term. You have to find the sum of first 22 terms of an AP. So which means what we should find? We should find this sum of first 22 terms means S22 is question mark. This is sum of first 22 terms of an AP. Sn means sum of first n terms of an AP. Sn denotes sum of first n terms of an AP. So Sn means sum of first n terms of an AP. Right? Now we need to find the sum of first 22 terms of an AP in this problem, which means we should find S22. That is what is question mark, right? Now solution is, now what is the formula for Sn? Sn is, now here we have to see which formula we have to choose, either this or this or this. Now the last term is not given. We don't know the nth term here. So we cannot use any of these two formulas. We must use this formula only. Right? So we will go for this. Because why we are choosing this formula? See, all these three formulas will give you the same answer. Right? Or all the formulas are one and the same. The only advantage of using this is, if you know the nth term or the last term, we can use this formula. If you don't know the last term or nth term here, then we have to go for this formula. So n by 2, Sn is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now we have to find S22. So n is 22 here. S22 we have to find. Now to find that, we need to know n. N we know 22, and a is the first term. We have to find d. So let's write all of them. So here our n is 22, and because we have to find the sum of first 22 terms, so n is 22. We are going to put 22 here in this formula. N as 22, comma a is the first term, which is 8, and your common difference d is a2 minus a1. Right, which is 3 minus 8. A2, this is A2, this is A1. Right, so A2 is 3 minus A1 is 8. That gives me minus 5. That gives me minus 5. So we know n, a, and d. We'll substitute all these in this formula. We'll get S22. So S22, sum of first 22 terms, is equal to n by 2. N is 22 by 2 into 2 into a. A is 8 plus n. N is 22 again. 22 minus 1 into d. D is minus 5. Fine. So if you simplify this, 2 and 22 gets cancelled, you get 11. Right? If you cancel them, you'll get 11. Right? 2 into 8 is 16 plus 22 minus 1 is 21. 21 into minus 5 is minus 105. 21 5 is a minus 105. Fine. Now if you simplify this, you get 11 into minus 89. That is your S22. Your S22 is, now if you multiply 11 into minus, you will get 979. 11 times minus 89 will give you, right? 11 nines are 9. 11 nines are 99. 9 carry 9. 11 eights are 88. 88 plus 9 is 97. Right? So minus 979. So that is the sum of first 22 terms of an AP. Is this right? So let me erase this also. Draw a line here. So the conclusion is sum of first 22 terms of the given AP is minus 979. So if you add all these for 22 till 22 terms, you will get minus 979. Fine. Now let's go to the 12th problem. Example 12, EG 12. Example 12. Right? Example 12 is, if the sum of first 14 terms of an AP is 1050 and the first term is 10, find the 20th term. So what is given in the question? Given in the question is, it says, if the sum of first 14 terms of an AP, sum of first 14 terms is denoted by S14. This denotes sum of first 14 terms of an AP is 1050. 1050. And its first term is 10. First term means A. A is 10. That is the first term. Find the 20th term. You have to find the 20th term, which means A20 is question mark. We have to find A20. Right? 20th term. They are not asking you to find the sum of first 20 terms. They are asking you to find only the 20th term. 20th term means A20. Right? Now, how do we do this? Now, S14 is 1050. Now, I have to find, and first term is 10 and A20 is question mark. So, solution. We should find A20. And what is A20 formula? A plus 20 minus 1 into D. right? Because we have that formula an. Any general term of NEP is a plus n minus 1 into d. Right? An is general term of an AP. That is a plus n minus 1 into d, and here we have to find a20. So in the place of n, I am putting 20. So a20 will be a plus 20 minus 1 into d, which means a plus 19d. That is a20. Now if I know a and d, we can find this, but we know a is 10. That can be substituted here. But we don't know d. So which means we should find d. Once we find d, we know a is 10, that is given in the question, that we can substitute here. Then d we have to find. After finding d, if you substitute a and d, then you will get the 20th term of an AP. So now our problem is to find d, which is common difference. Now how do we find d? For that, the AP is not given. So because d is a2 minus a1, we could have used this formula. D is a2 minus a1 because here, but the AP is not given at all here. So we can't find the common difference using the AP, arithmetic progression. However, they have given this information. Sum of 14 terms is 1050. So S14 is 1050. So what is Sn formula now? Sn is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 to d. So in this formula I am going to apply. So in this formula, in the place of n, I am going to put 14. So 14 by 2 is 14 means n by 2, which is this n by 2, n is 14. 14 by 2 into 2a, a is 10. So 2 into a is 10, plus n minus 1, n is 14, minus 1 into d, equal to 1050. So S14 is what? N by 2. So in the place of n, I have to put 14. In the place of a, I have to put 10 in this formula, because it is S14. Right? So which is 1050. That is given. Now 14 by 2 is 7. Right? And this 7 can be taken to the other side. So you get 2 into 10 is 20, plus 13 minus 1, 14 minus 1 is 13d, equal to 1050 by 7. This 7 can be taken to the other side. You go to the denominator. Right? If you cancel 2 on 14, it goes 7 times. 2 ones are 2, 2 7. So 7 will go down. So it becomes 20 plus 13d equal. If you divide this by 7, you get 150. 150. So your 13d equal to 150 minus 20, which means your 13d is equal to 130. Your d is equal to 130 by 13, which means your d is equal to 10. So we found the common difference, which is 10. Now we know the common difference. We know the a. Now we can substitute both to find a20. So let's substitute here. So a20 will be, so a20 is a plus 19d. A plus 19d. And we know a is given in the question itself as 10. And d is also 10. 19 times 10. That gives you 10 plus 190, which is 200. So what is your 20th term? Your a20 is 200. Here your 20th term of the AP is 200. Fine. So we'll say, so 20th term is 200. That's the answer for your 12th question. Now let's go to the 13th one. I'm erasing this. So example 13. So what is given is, in example 13, how many terms of the AP must be taken so that their sum is 78. So the AP is given, which is 24, 21, 80, dot dot dot. Now the question is, how many terms must be taken so that if you add all this 24 plus 21 plus 18, that should be equal to 78. The sum should be equal to 78. So basically what they are asking is, solution is 24, suppose plus 21 plus 18 plus dot 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 plus what will give you 78. Till how many terms? We'll take it as an. Sum of, so the last term we don't know, I am putting it as an. right? So how many terms must be taken so that you get the sum as 78? Sum as 78, right? What should be n? We have to find what should be n, or we can say 24 plus 20 plus dot 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 an. So n terms are there here, right? So an is the nth term. So suppose if we add n terms, we get 78. We have to find the value of n. That's what they are saying. How many terms? How many terms means we have to find n, right? So which means now what is this? This is sum of n terms upon AP. So Sn equal to 78, and we have to find n from this, right? So what is our a? First term is 24. Let's write always a and d, and the d is a2 minus a1. That is 21 minus 24. a2 is 21, a1 is 24. That gives you minus 3. Right? Now Sn is 78. We assume that suppose there are n terms, which gives the sum as 78. That n we have to find. So Sn is 78. What is Sn formula? Sn is, and we don't know the last term. An we don't know. It is given as an. We don't know the number. So we cannot use the other two formulas. So we'll use the formula Sn. So Sn is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. That is the formula for Sn. Sn equal to this. That is equal to 78. Right? So if you want, I'll write the formula here. So Sn is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. The other formulas that we have is n by 2 into a plus an. The other one is Sn is n by 2 into a plus l. L is same as an, right? So we are using this formula because we don't know an or l value. So we are using the first formula. So Sn is this equal to 78. Now n we have to find, we don't know. N will keep it as n. A 2 into a is 24 plus n minus 1, n we don't know, we'll keep it as n minus 1 to d, d is minus 3 equal to 78. Fine. Now we can take this n to this side, 2 to this side. It will go to the numerator, right? So 2 will go this side. So you get n into 2 into 24 is 48, minus 3 into n is minus 3n, minus 3 into plus minus 1 is plus 3 equal to, this 2 will go this side. So 78 into 2. 2 goes to the other side, right side, it goes to the numerator. So that is n into 48 plus 3 is 51 minus 3n equal to 156. 78 times 2. Now if you simplify this, you get 51n minus 3n square equal to 156. Right? Now let's bring everything to one side. I write first minus 3n square, then plus 51n. Then this, I'm writing this first, n square term first, then n term, then number 156 becomes minus 156 equal to 0. Right? Now minus is there, we don't want minus. First we'll remove all the minus, change all the minus. So it becomes 3n, so this minus will become plus, this plus will become minus. I'm cancelling throughout by minus, so this will become plus 156 equal to 0. Again, if you observe, 3 is common in everything. Each number, this is divisible by 3, this is divisible by 3. 156 is also divisible by 3. So we can cancel throughout by 3. Then this becomes n square minus 51 by 3 is 17n. 156 by 3 is 52 equal to 0. Right? Now we need to factorize and find the value of n. So you get what? So now if you factorize by splitting the middle term, which I covered in quadratic equation formula, how to factorize and find the solution of a quadratic equation, or I have also, you can see my other videos on how to factorize a quadratic polynomial or quadratic equation. Fine. So here again, when you multiply, I should get 52. The same two numbers, if I add, I should get 17. So what are the numbers a and b? They are 13 and 4. So 13 times 4 is 52. 13 plus 4 is 17. So and it is an addition case. So this negative means both will be negative. So you get minus 13n minus 4n plus 52 equal to 0. If you are not comfortable with how to factorize, please watch my factorization videos, you'll be able to understand how to factorize by splitting the middle term, how to factorize a quadratic polynomial or quadratic equation by splitting the middle term. So n is common, so n minus 13, minus 4 is common, n minus 13 equal to 0, which means n minus 13 into n minus 4 equal to 0, right? So which means our continuation is here. So which means your n minus 13 equal to 0 or n minus 4 equal to 0. Either this is 0 or this is 0, which means n is equal to 13 or n is equal to 4. So both are positive. So n should be a positive integer and both are positive. Therefore, both the values are possible, which means either we should add sum of first 4 terms or we should add sum of first 13 terms to get the sum as 78, right? So the number of terms is, the number of terms is 13 or 4 or 13. You can put 4 is 4 or 13. So the number of terms is either 4 or 13. So whether if you add the first 4 terms, you get 78, or if you add the sum of first 13 terms also, you get 78. Right? So what that tells you is, the problem ends here, but some more explanation for this is, which means it says a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4, sum of first 4 term is also 78, because n is 4. So sum of first 4 terms gives you 78, or sum of first 13 terms. That will be like a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4 plus a5 plus a6 plus dot plus a13. That is also 78. So what is the meaning of this? Sum of first 4 terms is also 78. Sum of first 13 terms is also 78, because n is having 2 values. Right? See, the problem ends here. I am just giving you some explanation here to make you understand how both the n's are possible. So sum of first 4 terms is 78 because n is 4, and n is 13 means sum of first 13 terms is also 78. So which means the sum of this, which means sum of term 5 to term 13, sum of this should be 0. Only then you can get 7, because sum of this is how much? Sum of these is 78 plus sum of this, that gives you 78 means what? This we don't know. So this is 78 plus sum of this gives me 78 means the sum of this should be equal to 0, right? So which means sum of 5th term till 13th term is 0. You should try to find the sum from a5 to a13, sum of 5th term till sum of 13th term, then that will be 0. Only then you get this, right? So this is one more additional information that we can make out, or the inference, what we can infer from n being 4 as well as n being 13 is, when your S4 is also, this is your S4, this is S13, your S4 is also 78 and S13 is also 78. This is sum of first 4 terms, this is sum of first 13 terms. Both are 78, both gives you the sum. 78 means what? The terms A5 to A13 should be 0. Fine. So all of you can take the notes. I will go to the next problem, which is, erase this. The next one is example 14. So EG 14. Example 14 says, find the sum of first 1000 positive integer. Find the sum of first 1000 positive integer. First question is first 1000 positive integers. Second is find the sum of first n positive integer. First n positive integers. So there are two things that we have to find, right? Solution. We have to find the sum of first 1000 positive integers, which means what we should find? We should find 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus the first part I am doing 4 plus dot 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 plus 1000. This is the sum of first 1000 positive integers, right? If I add the first 1000 positive integers, so positive integer starts from 1, then 2, 3 like that till 1000. If you add all of this, what is the addition of all this? What is the sum of all this? We have to find the sum of all this. So that is, which means now this one, it forms an arithmetic series. We call it a series because you have plus plus plus, right? So we'll say the above forms an arithmetic series. We don't call it as arithmetic progression, and we call it as arithmetic series because you have plus plus plus. Plus means it is, we call it a series. If I say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma dot 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 comma 1000, then that is called as arithmetic progression. Now the above forms an arithmetic series, so we have to find sum of first 1000 positive integers, means we have to find S1000, right? So we'll write the sum. Sn is sum of first n natural number. Sn is given by the formula n by 2 into a plus an we can use. Why we can use a plus an? Because we know the last term an. So this is your first term a1, a2, a3, a4 dot 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 dot. This is a1000. So we know the 1000th term is 1000. So we can use this formula instead of using this formula. We can use this formula also. We'll still get the same answer. See, this formula can be used for any AP, whether or any series or any arithmetic series or any arithmetic progression, whether you know your last term or not, you can use this. But if you know the last term, we can use this formula. But this is easy to find. So now we have to find S1000. So S1000 is what? 1000 by 2 into A is the first term 1 plus an is the last term, which is 1000, right? So now that becomes, this is S1000. S1000 is 1000 by 2 into 1 plus 1000. So now 1000 by 2 is 500 into, this is 1001. Now what is 500 into 1001? You will get 500 again 500. That is your S1000. The sum of first 1000 positive integers is 5,500,000. 5,500,000, right? This is the first sum of first 1000 positive integers. So sum of first 1000 positive integers is 5,500,000. These are 5. Okay, 5,500,000, right? Now the second part, we have to find the sum of first n positive integers. Now how do we find the sum of first n positive integers? So the second part for the 14th question is, second part is sum of first n positive integers. Sum of first n positive integer means we have to find this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 plus n, right? So that is our Sn. Sn is sum of first n positive integers. We call that as Sn. So how do we find Sn? What is Sn? Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus, again we can use an, the last term. Here it is n, though we don't know the value of n exactly. So because they are asking us to find the sum of n terms, first n positive integers, sum of first n positive integers means your final answer will come in terms of n. If they say find the sum of first 1000 integers, then your answer will come in numbers. If they say find the sum of first n positive integer, means the final answer also will be in n, right? So we can use this formula n by 2 into a plus an, or you can also call this as L. L is the last term. L. This is called as the last term. So Sn equal to n by 2. N is n only here. N by 2 into a plus the last a is 1. A is 1 and last term is n. You can also call this as an. Both mean the same. An or L. Both mean the same. So your Sn is what? Sn is equal to n into n plus 1, n into n plus 1 by 2. So this is the sum of first n positive integers. Now even if you want to find S1000, you can even substitute S1000 here. You'll get 1000 into 1000 plus 1 by 2. And if you cancel this, you'll get the same answer, what you got here. So here you can find for any positive integer n. If they ask you to find the sum of first 100 positive integers, in this formula, we have to put n as 100. And if you calculate n as 100 here, if you substitute n as 100, you will get an answer. So that will give the sum of first 100 positive integers. So like that you can find the sum of first 500 positive integers, sum of first 2000 positive integers, or sum of first 1000 positive integers. Anything you can find, because we have a formula derived for the sum of first n positive integers. So in this formula, if you put the value of n, if you want to find the sum till a particular number, you can put that particular number and then you can get the value, right? So this is for generally if you want to find for the sum of first n terms. So this denotes sum of first n terms, sum of first n positive integers, right? Or I'll write it here. So this denotes sum of first n positive integers. Sum of first n positive integers. Sorry, my handwriting is very bad. Sorry for that. Okay, fine. So this is the answer to find the sum of first n positive integers, which is for the second part, right? For this part, second part. Fine. So all of you can copy this. I will go to the next one, which is problem number 15, example 15. So EG 15, example 15 is, what we have is, find the sum of first 24 terms of the list of numbers whose nth term is given by. So what is given? They have given the nth term of the AP, which is an is given as 3 plus 2n. Nth term is given. And we have to find the sum of first 24 numbers. So we have to find is what? We have to find what is S24. Sum of first n terms means S24. We have to find sum of first 24 terms, right? Sum of first 24 terms, which means what? Which means S24. Sum of first 24 terms we have to find means we have to find the sum of first 24 terms, which means S24 we have to find. Right? And what is the formula for S24? So we'll go for the solution. We know Sn. Sn is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Either we can use this formula or we can use Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus an. Any one of the formulas we can use here. Right? We will see which formula we can use. A plus L is also there. L or an doesn't matter. Both mean the same. Now let's take this. Now to find this, we need to know the first term. Right? We know n. So S24. We have to find S24. So S24 will be what? S24 will be 24 by 2. Suppose if I use this formula, 24 by 2 into 24 plus A24. So wherever n is there, I am putting 24 in this formula. Now 24 A is 24. No, A is A. Sorry. Wherever n is 24, I am putting 24. So n is 24, 24 by 2. A is A plus A24. Now if you know A and A24, if you know these two values, we can substitute and find the value of S24. Right? Now let's try to find what is A. A is what? A is the first term. A is A1. First term. Right? And first term means I have to put A1. A1 is what here? 3 plus 2 into 1. Which means 5. So if you put n is equal to 1, you will get the first term. If you put n is equal to 2, you will get the second term. If you put n is equal to 3, you will get the third term. Fine. So now we need to find 24th term. So I need to find A24. A24 is what? A plus 24 minus 1 into D. Right? That is Right now here what we have is we have a plus 23d. A plus 23d. Now we don't know d. We don't know the common difference d, and we know the formula. D is what? A2 minus A1. Right? See, we need to find A24 so that we can substitute that value of A24 here, but we don't know A24. A24 is A plus 23d that we have got. We know A is 5, but we don't know D. After finding D only, we can substitute, get the value of A24 and substitute here. So D is A2 minus A1. We know A1 is 5. A2 we don't know, but we can find A2 using this formula. What is A2? Using this formula, my A2, AN is 3 plus 2n. This is given. So my A2 will become 3 plus 2 into 2. In the place of n, I am putting 2. So it becomes 3 plus 2 into 2, 4. That is your A2. So A2 is 7. What we have got? Our A2 is 7. Now we know A2 and we know A1. We can find D. So what is our D? I'll write it here only. So our D becomes A2 minus A1. A2 is 7. And this is A2. A2 is 7 minus A1. A1 is 5. So your D becomes 2. Your D is common differences. A2 minus A1. A2 is 7. A1 is 5. So 7 minus 5 is 2. So we got D. Now so we'll substitute here to find A24. So what is A24? So A24 is equal to A plus 23D. Right? A plus 23D. And A is for the first term, which is 5, plus 23 into D. D is 2. Right? A plus 23D. A is 5. A is the first term and D is the common difference. So I'm substituting. So this gives me 5 plus 46. 23 times 2 is 46. So 51. That is my A24. My 24th term is 51. Now we have found the 24th term. We have found this. So let's substitute in this. So S24 is what? S24 is equal to 24 by 2 into A plus AN. A24. That's what we got here. Right now we got this. Now we'll substitute here. Now 2 and 24 will cancel. You'll get 12 into A. A is 5 plus A24 is 51. Right? So that gives you 12 into 56. Yes, that is your S24. So let's do that. What is 12 times 6 is 72, 7, 67. Right? So your sum of first 24 terms is 672. The sum of first 24 terms is equal to 672. That is the answer. Fine. So all of you can pause the video and take the notes. I'll go to the next one. I'll erase this one. I'll erase here also, just to avoid the confusion. But I will start writing from the 16th problem. So all of you can pause the video, take the notes for the 15th. I am going to go to the 16th problem. The 16th example. Fine. So what the 16th example is? A manufacturer of TV sets produced 600 TV sets in third year, 700 sets in seventh year. Assuming that the production increases uniformly by a fixed number every year, find the production in the first year, the production in the 10th year, total production in the first 7 years. So we have 3 questions to be answered in example 16. So there is a manufacturing, TV manufacturer. He or she produces TV sets. So 600 sets in the third year, right? And 700 TV sets they produce in the 7th year. Assuming that the production increases uniformly by a fixed number every year. Every year the number of TV sets they produce, that increases by a fixed number, right? So since the I'm writing the solution here, right? So I will probably give you what we have to find. So what we have to find is, I'll tell you what we have to find. We have to find the production in the first year. Production in the first year means production of this TV set in the first year. That is the first one. Second one that we should find is production in the 10th year. Then third one is total production in first 7 years. Total means sum. Total production in first 7 years. First 7 years. Fine. Now, see what they have said. They said that the production is increasing uniformly by a fixed number every year. So, solution is since the production of TV sets increases every year by a fixed number, so the number of TV sets produced in the first, second, third years will form an AP. Will form an arithmetic progression. Right? Will form an AP. So what it means? If you see the production in the first year, production in the second year, production in the third year, production in the fourth year, so on and so forth. If you take that list of productions in each year, that will form an AP. Why? Because the production is increasing by a fixed number every year. Anything that increases by a fixed number every year, that will form an AP, arithmetic progression. Right? So now what they have said in the question, if you see, a manufacturer of TV sets produces 600 sets in the third year. So which means A3 is 600. A3 denotes the number of TV sets produced in the third year. That is 600. And also they have said the number of TV sets produced in the 7th year, which is A7, that is 700. Now, what we have to find here? Now, to find the first one, that is to find, I am again writing the to find. To find is the production in the first year. Production in the first year means we should find A1. So, production in the first year, means we should find A1. Production in the, or I'll write it here. So first one is production in the first year, which means A1. Production in the first year means A1 we have to find. So how do we find A1? That is A3 is given, A7 is given. What is A3? A3 is 600. A3 can be written as A plus 3 minus 1 into D. A plus n minus 1, that is 600. Which means A plus 2D equal to 600. We have to find the production in the first year, which is the first term A1, and that is A. We have to find the value of A. We have to find the value of A. Now this is first equation. Now A7 is 700. So A7 is 700. A7 is A plus 7 minus 1 into D. That is 700. Which means A plus 6D. A plus 6D equal to 700. This is your second equation. Now we should solve these two equations and find the value of A. And we will find the value of D also. Right? So that we can find the remaining information that is asked for. So let's solve the first and second equation. So first equation, A plus 2D equal to 600. And second is A plus 6D equal to 700. Now we'll subtract minus, cancelled. So this is minus 4D equal to minus 700. Minus 4D is equal to minus 700. So our D becomes 25. Right? Oh, sorry, 700. What am I writing? Sorry, 100. Minus 100. So 600 minus 700 is minus 100. So D becomes minus 100 by minus 4, which is 25. So your D becomes 25. So which means they increase the the production by 25 TV sets every year. So D is 25. Now let's substitute D as 25 here and to find A. So A plus 2D equal to 600. Let's substitute D as 25 here because we have to find the value of A so that we can find the production in the first year. So 2 into 25 equal to 600. So A becomes 600 minus 2 times 25 is 50. That will go to the other side, it will become minus 50. Your A becomes 550. So that the production in the first year is 550. Therefore, production in the first year, which means production of TV sets in the first year is equal to 550. 550 TV sets are produced in the first year. Fine. Now the second question is production in the 10th year. Second is production in the 10th year. Production in the 10th year. So that will be equal to A10 we have to find. A10 is the production in the 10th year. That is A10. So A10 is what formula? A10 is A plus 10 minus 1 into D. That is equal to A plus 9D. A is 550 plus 9 into D. D is 25. D is 25 here. 25. So we get to 550 plus 225. That gives you 775. That is A10. The number of TV sets produced in the year, in the 10th year is 775. So, production of TV sets in the 10th year is equal to 775. So, 775 TV sets are produced in the 10th year. So, TV sets. Now, the third part is the total production. Third part is total production in first 7 years. So total production in first 7 years, which means total means sum. We have to find the sum of the TV sets produced in the first 7 years, which means we have to find the sum of first 7 terms of the AP. So which means we should find S7, not A7. Don't get confused. A7 is the number of TV sets produced in the 7th year, only in that year, 7th year. But total production in the first 7 years means you have to take the production of the first year plus production of the second year plus production of the third year plus production of the fourth year plus production of the fifth year plus production of the sixth year plus production of the 7th year. That total we have to find, which means sum of the first 7 terms of this AP, where each denotes the number of TV sets produced in each year. So S7 we have to find. And what is S7 formula? Now we know A and D. We don't know the last term. So we will use Sn formula as, I am writing general formula, n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D. 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So now we have to find S7. So S7 will be 7 by 2 into 2A. 2 into A is 550. Plus n is 7 minus 1 into D is 25. So I am substituting the value of n is 7 because we need to find the production for the total production for the first 7 years. So n is 7. So wherever n is there, I am putting 7, and wherever A means 550, which we found, and D is 25, which we found here. Common difference. So we substitute all these in this formula. We get 7 by 2 into 2 into 550. I am not multiplying because we can take things common. This is 7 minus 1. 6 into 25. This is plus. We can even multiply or add. This gives you 1100 plus 20. This is 150. That makes it 7 by 2 into 1250. That will become 7 into 625. That is your S7. So S7 becomes, if you multiply 7 into 625, that is 7 into 625. 7 5 is 35, carry 3, 14, 17, carry 1, 42, 43. So 4375 TV sets are produced in the first 7 years, right? So probably I'll write the conclusion here. The final step I'll probably write it here, right? Right. So after this, so the final conclusion is, so the total production of TV sets in the first 7 years is equal to 4375. That is the answer. 4375 TV sets are produced in the first 7 years. Fine. So all of you can pause the video and take the notes, and I will stop the session here. You can watch my next session for the continuation of this. Thank you for watching. See you all in the next session. Thank you.